It's the time for the package from China. Let's go. It's the all-famous Dendy video game system. I've reviewed all of these, let's say, weird-looking NES, Super NES, Sega clone devices, but I came across this device when I was visiting a Belgium convention or retro game convention, and I thought this is one thing I just need to check out here on the channel. A lot of here the people, the Wicked family who leaves comments, and I've noticed they are saying like, hey, this looks like a Dendy system. I had never owned one, and finally I came across one and I was more like, whoa, I need to get it just to check it out. And I completely understand why people saying always Dendy, because the Dendy console looks actually like a Mega Drive too. There is not a lot of information on the package, and at the back we're just going to get one big styrofoam nightmare. So in here, the first thing that we'll see is the freaking multi-game cards. I'm curious, what are we going to get? It says new over here, but yeah, is it any good? Because the shell itself is really cheap. But what are we going to get more? The first thing I have noticed, we're missing a second controller, because the seller didn't sell me or gave me that. It's a little bit of a bummer, but it's also kind of interesting. Look at how crooked the freaking D-pad is. It's absolutely completely garbage. So yeah, that is not going to be a good thing. So this is absolutely a low quality product. Then we're having the light gun itself. I'm very curious if this is going to be actually working, because in the previous cheap device from China they were pretty damn good. Last but not least, then we're having the power supply, and the power supply does have the original connection that are needed over here. And let's see, it's into 20 volts. Okay, so it seems to be everything is complete so far. Let's get the system out, and the system, it's going to be difficult getting it out. Come on. I can't get it out. Oh man, so the downside is I don't have a freaking AV cable, but that doesn't matter because I have one on stock here. But that's what you do have, like with these second-hand bloody things, that they don't give you like an AV out. So we do have an RF out. So it's kind of interesting they're using the red color for that. So we're going to use mono, we have audio and video, and that's it. That's the only thing we're going to get. The sticker has even been like placed randomly on the system itself. Oh boy, this is really bad. It's a PAL system, so let's get myself the CRT. Everything has been plugged in, and let's take a close look at the overall gameplay and how is it actually is, because, okay, look at the multi-game card. That are some old school days, with a gazillion games on here. So basically what you have like this tiny multi-game card with a lot of repeat even in the first freaking page. Well, let's take a close look at some gameplay. Jewel Tetris. What is Jewel Tetris? Okay. It's a wonder. It's like a freaking miracle that my controller still works, actually, because this is really bad at how it feels. Okay, so that's actually the first game that we're going to get. And of course we're having the clay shoot game. Oh man, serious styrofoam. Oh, I hate styrofoam. Okay, so let's start off with the light gun first. Let's see how that actually works. I am so surprised how good these freaking like cheap things work. We're having so many problems with the zapper. Oh, there we go. Almost messed it up. Let's see if we can finish up the round. Oh man, it's so much fun. After all of those years. Come on, another round. No! Oh yeah. Okay, let's see if we can finish up the last round. Oh yeah. But the Dendy console is just a Famicom player, and there's one particular thing I was quite surprised by. The overall quality when it comes to the signal output is pretty damn good. I have seen my share of, let's say, shitty products from AliExpress, but this particular one is not bad at all. But let's get into a very strange wicked game called Mortal Kombat. I think this is 5 or something they called it. Oh man, they are these really strange homebrew games you can pick up from AliExpress. They are so bad. Oh, that's sound effects. And again, I already mentioned before, I am so surprised to see how actually good this controller works. Can I do anything? Oh, you can do a special move. I can't do anything. Oh man, this is absolutely unplayable. Oh, this is really bad. Oh man, this is really horrible. What happened? It automatically starts punching. Okay. But let's take a close look at the inside of this all-famous Dendy console. I do wonder where they sold these things, because I cannot really remember there were any stores whatsoever. But what I find always quite interesting when you're getting yourself like a fake one or Sega from AliExpress, they are like completely different materials or metal, like the overall quality. So when you're looking at the springs and how this actually works, it's quite simple. And the overall quality of the springs, I can tell you it's way better than the stuff that I've seen before. It's kind of laughable to see what you're going to get in the inside. Where the old system from back in the 80s, 90s, we're going to get these huge PCBs, but now with these, like say, clones, we're not going to get any, let's say, not much in it. It's just basically 3 tiny PCBs. At the front, we're going to get ourselves like the on switch. We can remove it if we want to. Micro switch for the reset over here. In the middle, we're going to find the one for the cartridge slot. And there is no, let's say, black blob, because so far there is no built-in games. That's the reason why we're getting an multi-game card, or like a 5-in-1 or something like that. There are a couple of capacitors on there. This seems to be in good condition, but I wouldn't be surprised that we need to replace them in the future. In here, the overall quality, it's not bad at all, and I mean especially when you're looking at the Chinese ones, this is, let's say, not the best overall quality. But when you're looking at, like say, the screws, they completely left one out over here. There is even a pot meter that you can change out, stuff that you don't see with the Chinese versions. They need to use a lot of hot glue. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on with this. This is kind of weird, to be honest, but also the capacitor seems to be in good condition. There is a date over here, so this thing has been made in 2001. So, oh boy, this thing is quite old as making this video. So this is what we're going to get inside the Dendy console. The overall quality, I must say that I find it way better than, you say, your cheap China AliExpress PlayStation 1 or Sega clones that I've seen before. The light gun seems to be working surprisingly good. Yeah, it's still a very cheap mold. It almost weighs nothing. A cheap click, and the controller, yeah, it's kind of laughable when you're looking at the overall quality. It seems to be playing, but yeah, you don't want to use it for a long time. Hey, let me know in the comments what you think of this all famous Dendy. Thank you for watching, consider subscribing, and it would be great to see you in the next video.